What's up? Okay, it's me. And I told my friend Kimberly that I would try to stop boxing in the car, but it seems like it's like the only time when I can really kind of, get my thoughts out, because during the day so much is going on, especially now, at the end of the quarter. But hello, everyone. So this morning I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning with just a fire in my soul. Yes, because in the Sat Chat Boxer group, we are talking about connected educators, and a lot of people were kind of jumping into here with a spontaneous discussion. What's up, Don? Hey! With a spontaneous discussion called "You May Be a Connected Educator If ... and following up with all of their fantastic ideas that were hilarious about what being a connected educator looks like. So there were some serious, there were some silly. So I was trying to get out a thought on the Boxer group on Tuesday, and I came off sounding crazy because, speaking is not my strong suit. I'm much better in writing. So this morning at 1 o'clock, then I kind of had the inspiration and the idea, and I was just like, okay, this is what I want to say, so let's go. All right, so I came up with 5 things that you may not be a connected educator if you're doing, and they're kind of debunking the myths of what a connected educator looks like. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to remember all 5, but number 1 was that you have a Twitter account, meaning that a lot of times people tend to confuse having a Twitter account with being connected. And the Twitter account is not the connection, it is what you do with it. So, one thing that has really helped me out has been to, obviously follow people that is, whose interest we kind of share, so that way we kind of grow and build together. Also participating in Twitter chats. Thank you, Don. So also participating in Twitter chats. You can look them up. There is a list by Cyberman, Jerry Blumengarten. So if you look that up on Google, then it'll tell you about all these different kinds of Twitter chats going on at various times. So, definitely check that out. And, that's one way to definitely connect and engage and reply to people. If they send you something, if they talk to you, then talk back. And that should go without being said. But a lot of times, if someone tries to connect, then some people just kind of let it go. But making that connection is definitely the major benefits of Twitter. So that was number 1. Number 2 was having a lot of followers but engaging with a small fraction. And that could look like a variety of different things. For example, it could look like what I said in number 1, where people might, be asking questions or, favoriting and retweeting things that you say, and just not really engaging with whoever's trying to engage with you. So that could be one thing. Also, there are times when you might see people's ratios might be a little interesting. For example, they might be following 300 million zillion people might be following them, and they're following 5. And I mean, far be it from me to tell anyone how to run their Twitter feed. That's not what I do at all. But ratios are kind of like a spot on type glance thing. And I see that, yes, Don, I agree 100%. There are people with thousands upon thousands upon thousands of zillions of gazillion followers that don't really engage with them. And I think that we can all learn and grow from each other. So regardless if someone is just starting out on Twitter, or if they've been in the game for a while, or if they have that name or reputation or things of that nature, we can all learn from each other. I'm sure that a 30-year veteran can learn something from someone who is on day 1, because they might be very strong in something. For example, technology. I hate to stereotype, but they might be able to bring something that the other person can learn from. So that would be number 2. Number 3 would go to people who tend to treat other people as social currency on Twitter. I think that the following thing, that would probably be my least favorite aspect of Twitter when it comes to numbers, because so many people use it as a quantitative indicator of how good you are, when that is totally not the case. So some people tend to use this as currency online, And what they'll do is that they will follow people, they will follow a mass number of people, and as soon as those people follow back, then they unfollow them. And this is particularly worrisome because we're all people and we all have something to bring to the table. And especially for people who are just starting out with Twitter, then they might get turned off. That might be one thing that'll turn them off. They'll figure out, hey, I feel like I just got used, and why am I even here? So I mean, it's just I think that there needs to be that professional respect in place that we as educators have for each other fundamentally, not to do things like this, because there is a person on the other end. So we always have to keep that in mind. It's not about the numbers. It's about somebody great that's been there, that's had ideas and experiences that we can all learn from. So that was number 3. Gosh, now I'm starting to get a little fuzzy. Number 4, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it is on the blog post, sarahtheteacher.com, spelled just like my username. So check that out. But number 5, I know, is using Twitter as a one-way broadcast as opposed to being 2 ways. And I put a very, very strong caveat there because as educators generally, a lot of people have the mentality that they're a little modest, they're shy, they don't necessarily want to put themselves out there. They think that whatever they have to say might not be good enough. Trust me, it is good enough. It is more than good enough. Put it out there, share your ideas, please, please, please. That's the way that the profession benefits. It benefits when people share these ideas. They share what works for them, what doesn't work for them, and that way when we have all of these great ideas out there, and yes, Don, hawks, crows, and owls, thank you. By the way, Don is watching right now, and I am reading his book, Pure Genius, and he talks so much about this, and I really, really appreciated that chapter where he talked about 3 types of Twitter users: the hawks, the crows, and the owls. And I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the username, but Shozet, yeah, I know. In terms of doubting yourself, that's something that a lot of people do. I do that like all the time. But we have to get past that, and we have to, put our stuff out there. Yeah, Tim, yeah, don't doubt yourself, because you are awesome, and whatever you have to say has high value. So put it out there. Please share. Along with number 5, just to kind of wrap it up, because I'm getting close to my school. But with that caveat put out there, then at the same time as we're putting our own stuff out there and establishing our own brand, part of branding is to put a positive message out there while also uplifting others. So if you see some great ideas shared by a fellow educator, or shared by a student, shared by an administrator, parent, whoever, online, whatever, just put it out there too, because you never know that what's going to strike a chord with someone else and resonate with someone. So definitely go ahead and put it all out there, and people will take what they want. It's like a buffet. It's not a 7-course meal, so nobody's going to read every single thing, but you never know who's going to stumble across something that you have shared, and it might just kind of resonate with them. So thank you so much, Don, I appreciate it. But yeah, so that's pretty much my follow-up to that blog post. I wrote some more. I honestly can't think of it. I honestly don't remember what number 4 was, but if you go back and take a look, it's on sarahtheteacher.com. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining in, and for all of the great feedback and ideas that y'all were sharing right now. So everybody have a fantastic day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.